Hello, Blizzard fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Tausken and loldeadgame on Dash and Terminal, the Ladder Edition. On the right side of Dash and Terminal, the Ladder Edition, we have the Red Terran player. It is Tausken. And on the top side of Dash and Terminal, the Ladder Edition, we have the Blue Zerg player. It is loldeadgame. Kind of ironic since he's playing it, but I think that's the intention. This is a game from LOTV.spawningtool.com. Thanks again to Dominique, my screener of those games. He selects the very best that site has to offer, and this is what you're watching. Alright, TVZ. Liberators factor a lot into this matchup. Liberator harass, Liberator aggressiveness, Liberator defense, you name it, Liberators can do it. So let's see what's going on here. Are we going to wall off before we do anything else, Tausken? This is weird. The supply depot placement tends to make me believe that we're going to do a barracks here, maybe a bunker. Try to wall this off and make the command center a little bit more safe against Ling harass. I like this idea, to be entirely honest. I mean, walling here doesn't help you too much because you really need that 2-base economy to really struggle in your fight against Zerg, or really to be great against that fight against Zerg, as that 15 hatch did come up, or 17 hatch, or whatever it is, from Zerg players these days as the spawning pool comes in at the exact same time. But yeah, I mean, a lot of SCVs out on the map. One's scouting, one's building, one is building a barracks right there. Another barracks possibly, yeah, and a 2 barracks opener would be very interesting indeed. Enough money for it, and yes, double barracks opener after the command center. So command center first, supply depot, command center, and then double barracks for Tausken. Interesting play indeed. The SCB says, is there a third base yet? It'd be a very early third base indeed, but no, there's not. We're actually getting some gas, not really using all that money as it is available to get that third hatchery. Might be able to do that though. It does have 300 minerals in the bank, loldeadgame. Probably call him lol at this point, just kind of a little bit easier than that 3-syllable kind of awkward thing to say. Because guess what? The Terran player is on 2 base, and he doesn't know that because the Overlord has not scouted anything so far, has no idea where the Terran player is. Okay, he knows where it is, where he is because it's a 2-player map, but at the same time has no idea what's coming. It could be proxy racks, it could be a bunker harass over here. I mean, it could be any number of things, but lol is just basically saying, you know what, I'll get some lings out, I'll get a couple of queens, I'll get speed, and I will be just fine. And so far, it looks like he's right. But despite the fact we have double barracks pressure here, we do have some Marines, but they look like defensive Marines. It's not going to be a Reaper opening at all. I don't think... Oh, we actually have double gas coming up right now for Tausken. Just kind of got started, about 100 gas in the bank there. Double orbital command coming up as well. Definitely need those mules to keep up in the economy with the Zerg player, because this is the latest patch. So the manual injects are the thing, but you get more larvae from every single inject, which is awesome. I think I prefer that, honestly, as a Zerg player, is the manual injects over the automatic because of the extra larva. You are going to forget injects from time to time, but at the same time, you just get so much more from it over the course of the game that it's awesome. Oh, the other thing I've been forgetting to mention, to be entirely honest, is that you can actually queue up injects on your hatchery. If you have a queen with 50 or 75 energy, you can inject, and then what will happen is it will automatically use the next inject as soon as the first one finishes, and so on and so forth until you've run out of queued injects. So it's a way that you can kind of use energy on a queen in a way you couldn't before. One of my big complaints as a Zerg player, as that Marine dies, holding down the Xel'Naga Watchtower, is this Marine, very proud of himself. Here come 2 lings to kill him though. Is that as a Zerg player, if you forgot to inject, you were toast. You just lost that inject forever. You can't really make that up later on, whereas the Chrono Boost and the Mules, you could do that. If you forgot to use those abilities and then you just wanted to use them later, you totally could. So now you can. Like, Zerg players are on even footing there. If you forget to inject here like this, and you have a little bit extra energy running, although, honestly, lol is doing a great job with the injects regardless. Still doesn't have a third base. We're going for a 2 base. It looks like a Roach aggression, which I honestly approve of. I think this is going to do very well. These Marines are trying to hold down the Xel'Naga Watchtower, but guess what? There are Roaches, and they both die immediately. Acid saliva all over them. The Roach count looks pretty interesting right now. 11 total Roaches versus 3 Marines and 2 Marauders. The Roaches win that fight for sure, depending on how things look back here. We are throwing up a bunker. That's going to help a lot, but are we getting Ravagers? Yeah, we're getting some Ravagers for that Corrosive Bile, which I have been kind of pooping on as an ability, but the last few casts I've done here with it has been pretty good. So the Roaches are kind of go ahead and try to take out that bunker, but Corrosive Bile being thrown down on top of it as well, but 2 Marauders inside is pretty much a good answer to this Roach push and Ravager push. Corrosive Bile on top of that bunker. We're trying to kill it. Do we have enough DPS to actually get it? The Corrosive Bile is helping a lot, but the Roach count is slowly whittling down. And yes, the bunker does fall. There's a Widow Mine, though. It's burrowing here for Tausken. It's going to hit something, and boo, there goes that Ravager. Pushing on in, another Widow Mine shot. Kills another Roach. And the Ravagers are like, okay, we're all that's left. We pushed that front door. Couldn't quite kill the Terran player. We're expanding behind it. So it wasn't an all-in, but I think we did enough damage to the Terran to make it worth it. So we lost 8 Roaches and 1 Ravager. And on the other side, 2 Marauders and 6 Marines have died so far, as well as a bunker. So probably an even exchange on that attack. But again, Zerg players, if they attack, they kind of get behind on the economy, and it kind of hurts them towards the long game. But look at this, 43 Harvesters to 31. LoL's done a great job macroing behind this. We are getting double Evolution Chamber. I like that a lot. A Baneling Nest. We're getting a Lair. There's the inject again. And see, look, you can do another inject. You have enough for spawn larva, 2 of them. I don't know if he knows he can queue them up, though. Doesn't look like he does. And this queen can inject as well. Just barely, though. Let's see how long it takes him to recognize. Bam. Yeah, doing fantastic on this hatchery down here. Getting all of this being gas out of these extractors as well. And the Marines trying to show off that Overlord. The Terran player in the other side of the map is actually getting Banshees, getting Cloak, getting Combat Shield. So no Liberators as of yet for the Terran. Again, I don't know. I'd like to see Terran go Liberators more often. They do. They do pretty well, but man, just seeing a Terran skip Liberators just makes me feel kind of sad for them, like they're missing out on something great. So here comes the Banshee, right on in, going to go after this Queen. Banshees can kill Queens one-on-one as long as they don't take shots early, and they did. But here comes the Banshee. The Queen needs to run 2 more shots, and I think she is dead. 1 more. Boosh. Spore Crawler is up, but it's going to be a little bit late. We can 2-shot these workers with the Banshees. The Banshee is up to 3 kills, going to get 4. What's the answer going to be here? Are we just going to let these workers die? We are. I think we're just going to let the Banshee kill everything in the world here. Oh, there comes the Cloak as well. A couple more shots before that Spore Crawler comes up. And she needs to evacuate, and she gets out perfectly. Oh, I spoke too soon. The Banshee was going to get out perfectly, but that Queen popped out and killed her at the last second. We did lose 9 drones in that attack, though. That's a lot of drones. Now we're down to 51 total workers to 41 for Tausken. So looking okay. This is labeled as a diamond level match, so not Masters, not Grandmasters, but still pretty good nonetheless. Moving on up, I think we're scouting to take a place, or find a good place to put down a 3rd base. But man alive, look at this. A 4th base is already up for LoL. Playing this pretty well, keeping minimal units back, just enough to hold off an attack from Tausken if it does show up on his front step, surprisingly and very, very quickly. And Banshee picks up a Zergling, makes her presence known, though, which is a bit of a mistake, I think. If you can sneak your way over to the Zerg base with that Banshee, I think you're a lot more effective. But now, basically, we get the Queens over, we have the Spore Crawler, that's nice. Spore Crawler over here, no we do not, but okay, Overseer, which is nice, and a Spore Crawler here. So we have our bases covered. LoL knows exactly what he's doing. 61 Harvesters now to 45 for the Terran player. Terran should probably take a 3rd base. I mean, I guess we're probably afraid of things, but the Marine Marauder, Widow Mine, there's the Medivacs. We're waiting for the Medivacs and the dropping ability. Terran player moving out with, what is that, 2 Widow Mines, a Marauder, and 2 Marines. A very diverse group inside of that Medivac, and this one is pretty much just Marines and Widow Mines. Oh, nope, there's a Marauder there too. So again, people sharing in different spaces. Oh, the Mutas come out, though. Where did the Spire come up? I gotta watch that production tab a little bit better. The Muta Harass is in, killing that SCV just as it finishes that barracks. Gonna back out, though, because there are quite a few Marines and a couple Widow Mines here as well. Another small attack over here with Marines and Marauders, killing a Zergling. These Lings want to kill that group, but they can't. They could be. Oh, Corrosive Bile whiffing, unfortunately, getting a surround there. Corrosive Bile again. The Ravagers, it's a small group of Mutas and Ravagers and Roaches, but it's enough to clean this up. Some more Mutas come in, and that's the end of that particular strike force. This Banshee does have that single kill, but never really continued on her way up to the Zerg base. I'm not sure if she got forgotten by Tausken or what, but a little bit disappointing for her. We have an orbital command on the 3rd base now for Tausken. This is really where the Terran production kicks in. This 3-base economy is just so strong for the Terran players. They can pretty much stream Marines and Marauders and Medivacs across the map as much as they want from this point on, and it's really up to the Zerg player to deal with this. So Medivacs are swinging back around. They're coming home. I think they're worried about going across the map because there are Mutas out on the field. Total number of Mutas is 10. You don't want to have too many. We are getting some Banelings. They do have Baneling speed just about to finish. Centrifugal Hooks does finish. There we go. And yeah, just continuing Widow Mine, Medic, Marauder, Marine pressure from the Terran. Is that +2/+2? It is +2/+2 on the way. And armor, or plating rather, for the ships and vehicles for the Terran player Tausken. So LoL playing this really well, expanding like crazy up to 61 harvesters. I think we've been 61 for a while though, 65 now. A little bit better and getting to a hive. Why not? Sub 10-minute hive. This is Legacy of the Void indeed. The mutas come in and immediately take out that tank. The banelings come rolling in as well. Pretty darn good splits though from Tausken. Doesn't kill very much at all, and the Zerg army is forced to retreat. Unfortunately, these Ravagers are going to die. Widowmine with 3 kills there, and 8 kills on that Widowmine. That one is a corporal. That was a great split. Came in with the mutas and the roaches and the Ravagers. Tried to make something happen, but Tausken said, no way, Jose. And now he's making a counterattack, which is great. That +2/+2 is on the way. It's going to be awesome when it kicks in, but this is the time for the Terran player to be aggressive. Morphing in Banelings way too late, though. Those are going to be forced to be canceled. These Zerglings are trying to delay, but they can't. Widowmine shots again. I'm trying to come in with these mutas, but there are too few of them. Too few Lings as well. The Banelings don't do anything. Exploding on nothing instead. That one as well, pretty much missing. Here comes a bigger swell of Lings, but again, great splits from Tausken. These Overlords here are all going to die. This might actually supply block the Zerg player. Look out, Zerg player down to a total of 112 supply and is supply blocked now. Will not be able to make any more units for quite some time. We're getting the +2/+2. However, for these Banelings, and amazing splits. Again, Banelings are pretty much exploding nowhere. Okay, good hits there on the left side. Lings trying to clean this up. Lings streaming in from the base as well. Trying to take out a Marauder. They do get 2 Marauders. And one more if they're cared. No, they can't quite get it. We're regrouping here for Tausken. Can't decide whether to attack the 3rd or the 2nd base. Going for that natural. Killing so many drones. The drones need to run, and they do. They're starting to run. More Lings coming out, but they die as soon as they do. 30 Lings on the way, though. Trying to make this happen, but look at this unit streaming across the map. Ling trying to kill the siege tank. And again, just setting up shop here in the natural. Marines and Marauders with the +2/+2 are just raining down fire and brimstone upon this Zerg player. Desperately trying to make things happen with few Marines here, few Zerglings here, few Banelings here. Widowmine does get a shot off. Oh, finally getting that tank, which is a good pickup as well. But we're moving on into the main base now. How are we going to deal with this? 18 Lings in production, continuing to get those upgrades. LoL cannot be happy at all. Going to lose this Roach War and probably going to lose the Infestation Pit. At the same time, Broodlings come out and they get melted. Look at this mini-map. Just so many units continuing to come out. Using the exact same strategy we've seen in Heart of the Swarm. It's still viable here in Legacy of the Void for sure. A couple Baneling hits. Spore Crawler trying to kill Medivacs, and that's it. LOLdeadgame is defeated. Tausken's victorious, and LoL has left the game. So, again, pretty intense little thing there. We saw the Roaches, we saw the Ravagers, we saw Corrosive Bile being used. Again, I just feel like that early attack, it didn't do enough damage to the Terran player. You let the Terran get onto this 3-base economy, and they can just make units for days, cross-thing the map to all of your bases and kill all your stuff. Taking that 3rd base earlier, I think, would have been useful for LoL, but in the end, Tausken just played it too well. I'm going to give him a hand for that. So, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.